Scotland have just released their team to take on Argentina in the opening game, their opening game of the Nations Championship. A really fun team selected, but I have to say it straight away. No Finn Russell, which is a really big loss for them. I don't know what's happening there. They haven't said if it's injury. They haven't said what it is. I have no idea what it could be. But still, Tom Jordan is at 10, so I think he is a good guy to have there. But no Finn Russell will be a massive loss, especially trying to go to Argentina to get a win in a very, very hostile atmosphere. But other than that, some really good selections. I will go through the team. I did do a bit of a predicted team as well. And I would say I wasn't far off, but I definitely wasn't that close. But that being said, if you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I really do appreciate all the support. The Scotland fans have been awesome on the channel. I definitely will be trying to get to Murrayfield either this year or next year for a game. Maybe for a Six Nations match. That would be really fun, but I am going to try to do that. So thank you so much for all the support. If you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It's going to be a lot more content coming out. These kind of team reactions, the match preview as well coming out tomorrow, of course, for all you very, very loyal fans. Then, of course, Saturday after the game, as soon as the game's finished, a match reaction, and Sunday, the player ratings as well. So there's going to be a lot of content. But let's get right into the team, starting off with number 1, Piers Schoeman, number 2, Ewan Ashman, number 3, Elliot Miller-Mills, number 4, Johnny Gray, number 5, Scott Cummings, number 6, Matt Fagerson, number 7, Rory Dodge, number 8, Jack Dempsey, so a very strong forward pack. Number 9, Ben White gets a start. Number 10, Tom Jordan, that could be exciting. Number 11, Jamie Dobie. Number 12, and captain Sione Tuipulotu, as expected. Number 13, Rory Hutchinson. Really good selection there. I thought maybe it could be Stafford McDowell to kind of keep that cohesion together, but Rory Hutchinson definitely does deserve the call up there. Number 14, Kyle Steyn, and number 15, Kyle Rowe. So honestly, I don't see any weaknesses there. Maybe number 10 is a bit of a question, like we don't know what's going to happen there, but still not a bad player at all. So a really strong starting lineup. Looking at the bench, Gregor Hiddleston at number 16, I am so happy about that. He deserves some game time. He has been awesome this year in the URC, so Gregor Hiddleston definitely does deserve some very good game time. Rory Sutherland at number 17, Xander Fagerson at number 18, Alex Samuel at number 19, Gregor Brown at number 20, George Horn at 21, Fergus Burke at 22, and Darcy Graham at 23. So a strong team selected. I personally do like the selections here. Of course, not having Finn Russell does make, I wouldn't say it makes your chances less, but it's just weird to not see Finn Russell there. I feel like he would make the team look a lot better. But that being said, it still is a very strong team. Honestly, a very tough team as well. This team, I feel like, is a really good group of players that can go to Argentina and try to get a result. That being said, it's going to be very difficult in a very hostile environment, against a hostile crowd, against a very good team in Argentina that knows how to beat big teams. They've beaten the Wallabies, they've beaten the All Blacks, and they almost beat the Springboks as well last year. So a very strong team, but we'll go through all the kind of forward pack and backline all together now. So just looking at the front row there, Schoeman, Ashman, and Elliot Miller-Mills. A very strong scrummaging front row there. I think that's what Scotland went for, going against Argentina. They know Argentina are going to be good at the scrum. They kind of pride themselves in their scrum. Their scrum maybe hasn't been the strongest weapon for theirs the last few years, not as strong as it's always spoken about. I mean, me growing up, the one thing before I even knew it was Argentina, I just knew they would say the best scrummaging country, or this country with the best scrum. I don't really see that right now, and I do think that front row is the kind of perfect front row chosen to kind of take on that Argentina scrum. Johnny Gray at number 4, Scott Cummings at number 5. Good to see Johnny Gray there. I think that might be a play based on form. He's been alright recently for his club. Not the youngest guy in the squad either, but if you go to a place like Argentina, having experience is the one thing that always counts in your favor. Then obviously the loose trio. The loose trio is so fun. Of course, there are a few guys injured, but just looking at that loose trio, Matt Fagerson, Rory Dodge, Jack Dempsey, I've always been really high, like I've really been very bullish on this loose trio. Matt Fagerson, he can play in the locks if you need him to as a utility, but him in that number 6 jersey, he's a bruiser, he does really hard work off the ball, he carries hard, and he's the one guy you kind of need in that team, because in my opinion, I haven't seen the Argentina team yet, I don't even know if it's come out, but if Matt Fagerson's going against Marcos Kremer, that's going to be a really fun matchup to watch. Then of course, Rory Dodge. Probably from those three guys recently, Rory Dodge has been the informed player. It used to be Jack Dempsey, especially earlier on in the year, but Rory Dodge has been really awesome recently. This guy tackles people, he smashes them hard, he runs through players, very physical player, gets the hard work done, good over the ball. Will look to try slow down that Argentina ball, because when they play with slow ball, they're maybe not as good as when they get that quick clean ball, because when they get that quick clean ball, especially in Argentina, they just play with so much confidence and it almost becomes impossible to stop. Then of course Jack Dempsey, a very hard carrying, very skillful number 8, which I think just adds an extra element to the Scotland loose trio. I do think this loose trio is one of the best well balanced loose trios in world rugby currently. I'm not saying it is the best, but one of the best balanced ones. I mean, you got someone that's there for physicality, someone's there to slow the ball down, that's good over the ball, and someone there as a really good ball carrier. Definitely a very good loose trio for Scotland. Of course, number 9, Ben White, getting the number 9 jersey again. I will say, I do think he is better in the number 9 jersey than having him on the bench compared to George Horn. I think George Horn is superior compared to Ben White from the bench, so rather play those guys in their strength positions. Ben White, a good starter. George Horn, a phenomenal finisher in the game. So I think keeping those guys in those roles makes it a lot easier for them going forward throughout the next few years to just be comfortable and play their role to the best of their ability. Tom Jordan at 10 is going to be an interesting one. A good player. I think he normally plays at 15 if I'm not mistaken. I know he can play 10, but he is a good player. I do back him actually for this game. When I saw him, he was at 10. I wasn't surprised by it as well when Finn Russell's out. I wasn't shocked by it. I'm not disappointed by it either. I think he'll do a very good job at 10, and he's surrounded by a few other good players as well. I mean, Sione Tuipulotu at 12, one of the best guys you can have outside of you if you are playing in the number 10 jersey, a phenomenal player, and Rory Hutchinson at number 13. This is going to be a very fun one. Of course, no Hugh Jones, but Scotland do not have low stocks at all when it comes to 13. They've got Hugh Jones who's not currently there, Stafford McDowell is not selected, and Rory Hutchinson, part of that Northampton Saints winning Prem side. So they've got some really good options, and I'm very excited to see if he can build a little bit of a combination with Sione Tuipulotu. Of course, in my predicted lineup, I thought they were going to go with McDowell just to kind of keep that cohesion playing together from club till now. But that being said, this just on paper, it looks like the right combination, and this could be a very deadly combination as well. The outside backs, Jamie Dobie at number 11, Kyle Steyn at number 14, and Kyle Rowe at number 15. All of these guys, really good players. They will know exactly how to play together. Kyle Steyn's been one of the best wingers in the world so far this year, and Kyle Rowe has been really good, especially when it matters. That kind of last 20 minutes in those big games as well for Glasgow. I fully expect him to play the same way for Glasgow now in the Scotland jersey, so I'm very excited about that. And the Scotland team, it's kind of the same team, but it looks like a fresh team. It looks like a team that's ready to go, full of energy. I'm just looking at this team and I just see energetic players that are keen to get the jersey on and get the job done, exciting players as well. So I'm very excited about the starting lineup for Scotland. And of course on the bench, Gregor Hiddleston, really excited to see this guy play, very excited for him. Rory Sutherland and Xander Ferguson both have so much experience. I think those guys will be perfect to bring on off from the bench, especially if they do have a lead. Xander Ferguson's one of the best props in the world around the park with his ball carrying and the work he gets through, a really good player. Rory Sutherland, you can't look past that guy and say he's not experienced. He's a phenomenally experienced prop, and I really do like this team right now from Scotland. I'm looking at it and it's making me very excited for this game this weekend. I mean, honestly, before the game, I was probably seeing this as like the 4th best match, because obviously there's France versus New Zealand, Australia versus Ireland, and of course South Africa versus England. But this game is kind of building up to be a really fun game, and I will be doing a preview coming out tomorrow, so don't worry, I will be doing a preview for this game because it's going to be an awesome one. Alex Samuel at number 19, very hard-working player. Gregor Brown as well at number 20, bringing some size into the team. No Josh Bayliss. I thought he would be playing based on his kind of skill set, his speed, his explosiveness from the bench. But they've gone for those kind of a 5-3 split here on the bench, which I'm not mad about it. Gregor Brown gets through a lot of hard work. Same with Alex Samuel. They're going for a bit of physicality. You can see it. And a really good kind of bench forward pack there. So a really good bench forward pack. Then George Horn, Fergus Burke, and Darcy Graham. All three of these guys can break a game wide open, starting to get, especially George Horn and Darcy Graham, they're all starting to get a lot more confident playing from the bench in that role. And I will say it for every video, I will keep saying it as well. It's becoming a big thing now for these players that are playing so well off the bench to keep them on the bench, because that is becoming its own position in rugby. Being a very good finisher, it already has become a position, but it is becoming a very key position in rugby to be able to be, as a unit, as a player, good from the bench, adapting to the conditions, adapting to the scoreboard and to the scenarios in the game. And I think Darcy Graham and George Horn are the perfect players for that. So in my opinion, a very strong Scotland team. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. I cannot wait for this game. It's going to be absolutely awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.